Well, good morning, everybody. How you doing? I just want you to know I ordered up an 80-degree day, 1st of August. That's nice, isn't it? I told somebody, I said, holy smokes, July's been like June, and June was like July. It's been the opposite. But we're excited to have a beautiful day, a nice day. Welcome back, those of you that have been off for the summer. So we're glad to see you, have you back on campus. Welcome to those that have been here all summer. So we have been busy enrolling students and getting all that taken care of as far as, and also many of y'all taught summer classes, so you have been around. So again, glad to see everybody's smiling face. I hope that you have, Connie Johnson told me, she says, well, you know, I forgot all about this place over summer. I said, well, I hope your memory comes back really quickly today as we get started. So I hope that everybody had a wonderful summer. I hope everybody had very joyful vacations, and hopefully you spent time with family and friends, get opportunity to be rejuvenated, invigorated, and ready to kick off another semester. So it's going to be a very exciting time. As we get started today, I'm going to go through, the day is going to be somewhat like this. This morning we're going to have a morning session where we'll break for lunch. You'll enjoy lunch, and I believe Real Hacienda will be providing the lunch. I don't know what it is, other than they're providing it. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. That'll be down here, so you won't have to really go anywhere. Enjoy lunch. Then at 1:30 we will kick off with the power presentations. We stayed with that format because you all said you really like the brevity of it, opportunity to ask questions, and then get on to the next session. So those will run from 1:30 to 3. Those will be held in the Industrial Innovation Center, the IC building. There have been some changes to the room, so if you pull your program out, I'm going to announce those now, and then at the end of the general session, because if you're like me, you have to hear it multiple times. So if you look at the 1:30, power-based presentations, success coaches, how they can help, that has been moved to room 116. From room 105 to room 116. The 2 o'clock presentation, work and learn model, has also been moved to room 116. And teaching and learning, okay, has been moved to 116 at the 2:30 session. And I'll remind you of those again this afternoon. Then at 3 o'clock, we will stay in the IIC, and we will actually have kind of a little celebratory general session. Those of you by then will need a sugar rush so that you can be able to go home and, you know, be wrapped up for your kids and others. So we'll feed you some cake and sugar and get you going, okay, for the end of the day. So that's kind of how the day will go. So, however, before we get started in today's general session, as you know, without the generous support of our corporate partners in our community, they allow us to do many things that we would not be able to accomplish. And this event today has been proudly sponsored by the Davis County Teachers Federal Credit Union, and I would ask Tina to come forward and share the story.
Hi, I'm Tina. I'm with the Davis County Teachers Federal Credit Union. I'm just going to talk briefly. I've got a video for you guys that really tells you a lot of what you need to know about us. I'm here to basically tell you what a great opportunity we have to be part of our services. OCTC employees and volunteers have always been a part of our member base, but recently we just acquired students, and we're really excited about that partnership. We were actually voted as the Platinum Financial Institution by the Reader's Choice, and we were so excited. We don't take that honor lightly. We are here to serve you guys, and we're so excited to be able to offer you all free checking and no transfer fees and things like that. And we have a great mobile platform. We have a great online banking platform. Those are kind of things that can give you the opportunity to bank with us completely from home. And we've really expanded on that. You can actually You can actually fill out forms online. You can open accounts with us online. So we've really made it easy, and we've really tried to accommodate you in this. So we're excited. I will actually be located over here at a table at your lunch, so if you have any questions, feel free to stop by and ask me. And we actually have a chance for you to win $50, so if you want to stop by and fill out that form as well, go ahead. So thank you all.
Thank you. Now students they have the opportunity to bank with you all. So outstanding. Share the word, spread the word with your students and let them know, because it is a very, not only very service-oriented, very friendly banking experience, but it also is very cost competitive. So thank you, Tina. Thank you for your support.
Scott, there's a video.
Huh?
2 seconds, there's a video.
So we're going to have a video. Excellent. I'm going to set the rocket ship.
Your money belongs to you.
I'm getting older.
Balance requirements, fees, service restrictions. Did we say fees? What if you could bank somewhere that gave you control over your accounts back? No strings attached. Well, you can. At Davis County Teachers Federal Credit Union. We're not for profit, for starters. Our fees are 5 to 20% lower than those of banks, while basic services have no charge at all. Free, actually. Couple that with our lower interest rates on loans and credit cards, and you'd be crazy to pass this opportunity up. Also, did you know that you have free access to over 50,000 ATMs through the Co-op ATM network? With our helpful mobile ATM locator, you may only be a few minutes away from your money nationwide. While we are a great place to save and gain interest, that's not all we offer. We are a full-service institution with a mobile banking app that includes remote capture deposit, putting a branch right at your fingertips. So as technology allows you to have more convenient access to your accounts, don't let banks continue to take more and more of your money. Davis County Teachers Federal Credit Union. Let us show you the difference.
Well, excellent. Let's give Tina another round. She will be around today at lunch, so if you have any interest or want more information about the services, please take advantage of that and talk to Tina. And I don't know, Jim Glenn, but free is good, right?
Absolutely. I live in your world.
From a financial standpoint, that's always good. All right, so this morning's general session, I'm going to try to make this a power-paced presentation as well. So we're going to move on through this. As you well know, as we ended the academic year and coming into this new academic year, we knew that there were a number of open positions. You've seen those. They've been advertised. Some of those we have filled. We're getting close to filling many more. So in the next few weeks, we'll have some additional new employees joining us. But I want to introduce our new employees that are already here and started with us. So the first one is we have a new nursing instructor, Miss Melinda Bergard. Is she here? Please stand up, Melinda. Welcome to the family. We're glad to have you on board. Don't let all those people, those other nurses, scare you. Mr. Nathan Butterworth has joined us. He's actually working with Parrish Duncan as a welding fabrication instructor. Is Nathan here? He's actually teaching classes, so I believe he's over at the IC. You'll be able to see him around lunchtime. So we're excited to have Nathan on board. Mr. Ryan Johnson is our new automotive technology instructor. We're driving the monster truck around the parking lot this morning. So welcome, Ryan. We're glad to have you as a new member of our family. And although not new, Mike Rogers is our Chief Institutional Officer. That search was conducted and completed, so we want to re-welcome Mike. He's around here somewhere. So if you're not sure what a Chief Institutional Officer is, folks, he's primarily responsible for our resource development, which used to be our own advancement office. Chief Institutional Officer is equivalent, just like a CAO, a Chief Business Officer, so forth and so on. But the reason why I selected a Chief Institutional Officer over just straight advancement is because we have so many projects and new initiatives that the Chief Executional Officer works sometimes alongside those initiatives because of the resource development component that's required. So, if that new title kind of confused you, that's just basically why we chose that title versus our traditional. So, there's also been some moves and renovations that have started or are close to completion, but not all. First one has been completed. The Industry Innovation Center, which houses our welding, HVAC, and robotics programs now, is open. It's been used this summer. Actually, it was open to almost capacity. So our welding classes were full. We offered some HVAC classes. It's really kicked off very well. You'll be able to see that facility operating today if you haven't been through that. The other thing is that while it is open, I was talking to Barry this morning, it's like when you move into a new house, you find out this didn't work the way it's supposed to be. So we're feeling our way through all that right now. But we're working on those. But we're proud to have that center up and going. We had a work-ready grant. You remember us, it's a $2.8 million grant for equipment. That grant we are moving forward with. It's going to require some renovations at the downtown campus. We couldn't start those until we moved out here to the IAC. That has been done, and we're starting those renovations at the downtown campus. We moved our medical assisting program from the downtown campus to the southeast campus. And I know that's still in progress, but I've been promised it will be ready before August the 13th. Now that we have moved welding off the southeast campus, we're going to go in and kind of refurbish those welding labs, clean them up, get them ready to go for automotive and diesel to move into. And so those renovations are ongoing. And if you come to the administration building, and you're looking for the president's office, you're not going to find it in the place it was. Okay? Or if you're looking for academic affairs, you're not going to find it in the place it was. They've been reversed. So academic affairs moved to the old president's suite, and president's office moved to the old academic affairs suite. So you're probably asking, why in the heck did you do that? Primarily because of the number of people in each of those groups. So it wasn't enough space. So we have switched those. So if you want to find me, I'm the first suite of offices on the left when you come in the building. If you want to find academic affairs, go to the end of the hall on the left. So that's where we stand with those. We also have some community guests on campus that happened over the summer. Some of these are very temporary. Some of these will be with us a little bit longer. But Holliston Industries has moved their actual research and development lab from the Center for Research and Business, which was downtown on Mountain Street, out here to our campus. One of our science labs. They're on the second floor of the science building. So please welcome those folks as they're here. There's 3 employees, and they're going to be working with our students, and we're excited to have them. The Green River Asset Building Coalition, that's the group that does the free tax preparation downtown. They've moved out of the Public Life Foundation, and they are now leasing an office from us here on campus. So Holliston's leasing space from us. Green River Asset Building Coalition is going to lease an office for us for their CEO. The National Guard is going to be leasing an office with us in the Student Center. We're glad to have that relationship with them. They have thousands of National Guard folks, and they have they're encouraging them to come to college, and they have ways to pay for their college tuition. So we're excited about that relationship. This one is very temporary. YMCA camp this summer. You probably noticed if you're around the technical building, lots of little kids running around. Well, we hosted a YMCA camp this summer. They will be completed. August 3rd is their last day. So the children will not be running around your office space. But it's been fun. I really wanted to join them in kickball. They played kickball every blooming day, and I was really disappointed I could go out there and play kickball with it. It was fun. Some of the other things I want to highlight, Tina mentioned they were a Platinum Award winner this year. We were also a Platinum Award winner, the Messenger Inquirers contest, if you will. I will remind you, this is the second time in 3 years. So it speaks highly of the outstanding work that you all do. This is nothing we had to advertise for, so it's really our community coming forward and saying that they value the educational experience here at OCTC. So this is actually, I think, of all kinds of awards you can win, I really like this one because it's our own community that is bestowing this upon us. Our surgical tech and radiography programs both had 100% pass rates this year. And as you can see, this tends to be a tradition, so I wanted to recognize them for their good work. If we could give them a big round of applause. I'm very positive that once nursing gets through their testing round, we will hear that they have very outstanding high pass rate scores. I'm sure that will happen, but we don't have quite all the data in yet. And also I know that from our end-of-program assessments that I'm sure when those have all been completed that we're going to see that our students in most of our programs far exceed the national average. So we're excited about that and keep up the great work, everybody. We also we submitted a proposal for a grant through the Alcoa Foundation. Dr. Oradine was the leader on that. I tasked him with working with specifically one of our high schools about establishing an underrepresented minority mentor program. He was able to get this grant in support of that, and we're excited to have it. It's about $45,000 a day. Was that about right? And so that's going to kick off with Owensboro High School this fall. So we're excited about that. So that was the last grant that we received. You had heard about many others prior to the end of the semester. I want to just quickly mention our enrollment, give you an update on that. Remember, our goal was 150 students, 80% persistence rate or retention rate. We're about 100 students off of our goal, so keep that in mind. As we go into the kind of the last period of our enrollment, so keep working on that enrollment piece. I will tell you that our persistence rate from spring to fall, at least as you get that updated all the time, weekly to you all, Joy runs that report, we are running ahead about 2 or 3 percentage points of where we are last year, so kudos to all the advisors. Appreciate you following up and contacting your students. Those students that haven't enrolled yet, keep working on them. Okay, so we reached this goal. Oops. Now, there are several statewide initiatives that are coming through KCTCS this coming year that I wanted to share with you. Some are new, some are not new, but they've been modified. And folks, as advisors and instructors and staff, you all work with students. And students need to be very acutely aware of these programs because it can benefit them. And I want to make sure you have a good sense of what these programs are. The first one is a new program. This is an initiative brought forward by Dr. Box. I support this wholeheartedly. I think this could be nothing but good for our students. And it is called the 15 to Finish Scholarship Program. Basically, in a nutshell, what it allows for, if a student, takes 15 credit hours this fall, successfully passes them, checks a box on their self-service saying that they want the scholarship, and then enroll in the spring term for 15 credit hours, they will get a 3 credit hour scholarship. So they basically can take 15 credit hours for the price of 12 credits. Right? If they successfully pass all their courses in the spring, the 15 credit hours, and they enroll the next fall in 15 more credit hours, guess what? They get another scholarship. Okay? But there's a couple of key elements here that you, working with students, need to make sure they understand. Number one is they've got to be in 15 credit hours. That's what they've got to be enrolled in. And number two, that they go in, they're self-serve, and they click that they want, they're committed to the 15 to Finish Scholarship. Okay? They're not automatically in the scholarship program if they just take 15 hours and pass it. They have to say they want the scholarship. So you have to make sure they understand that, because we want all of them to take advantage of it. Yes?
What about my students that take 20 hours this semester?
They're eligible too, as long as they're 15 or more hours. If they're taking less than 15, they are not eligible. And that's, you know, I'm sorry, if programs that may force them into taking fewer than 15 hours, they're not eligible. AAS students as well as AA and AS students are all eligible. And they're eligible up through, if a student takes 2 years, if they come to us a first-time freshman, they can ultimately, if they're AA or AS student, they can get this scholarship 3 times. If they're an AAS student in a program that requires 68 hours, they can get it 40. Why is this important? Number one is we need to make sure students get in and out of college. We don't need them hanging around. And we love them, but they don't need to hang out with us forever. Okay? Number two is national data is pretty clear that students who take 15 credit hours, and more importantly, complete 30 credit hours their freshman year, tend to be more successful. Okay? And the target audience is students that are currently tend to come to you and say, well, I really don't want to take more than 12 hours. I really don't want to take more than 12 hours. Encourage them that they can basically take a class. Okay.
Scott,
Yeah.
Donna has a question.
No, Donna.
I have 2 questions actually.
Yeah.
Do you know where-ish the check mark box is?
I do not know, but it'll be, we will provide that to you where it's at.
And is this something we should email our current advisees about?
Absolutely. Yeah. This happened. It's now is, I mean, it will happen. So you can email it.
If you'll wait until the promotional materials are finalized, because there are a couple more details to this. First of all, don't think of, some students are going to think it's good, I can just add on whatever I want, I can take that class, it doesn't count for something. It has to count for the degree. That's absolutely required. Number 2, if they have any waivers, so any high school students ask about this, they're already getting a discount, any waivers that are on there, that they're not eligible for this. So you want to be very careful about who you, there are even some students who may be on a veteran waiver, foster waivers, they're not eligible for this because they're already getting those hours covered.
But their work ready doesn't affect that, right?
Well, see, that's where it gets complicated because the answer from the system is as soon as the governor's executive order is released, we'll determine that. They released this scholarship right about the same time that governor's order came out, so they have not sent us a definitive answer. So that's another piece that I think we're not going to have those materials until that's answered.
It'll at least help some of them.
Oh, it'll help a lot of them. It'll all be good.
It'll help a lot of students. The main thing is right now, you need to read all the materials that come out to you regarding the scholarships. You have to be knowledgeable about it so that you can pass that knowledge on to the students. So we will be doing a media blitz, so to speak, to students, but they're going to come and talk to you, bottom line, because they're probably not going to understand those materials. And so those additional items will be coming out to you as we move forward. And so, but again, it only applies to students that take 15 credit hours. The other thing is what if they drop out of the program? Let's say they drop a class, and so they're not eligible in spring. If they take 15 credit hours in spring and pass all those, complete all those, they're back eligible in the program. So if you're out of the if you lose eligibility, you're not permanently ineligible. Okay? And we'll work through all these other issues regarding all the additional funds that they may be receiving and how that applies. Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you have heard of that program. We did this last year. New executive order from the governor came out. We have indeed, he's going to move that program forward this year. However, the executive order had some changes. And the changes I want to point out include 2 areas. Number 1, AAS degrees are now eligible, okay, for the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship. Remember before it only went up to the diploma level. So now I can go up to the AAS level. Doesn't mean they will scholarship more than 32 hours, Kevin, but it still means, let's say they come to us with 30 hours, they can cover the remaining 32 hours to get 62-hour degree, if that makes any sense. So again, they're not getting more than 32 hours worth of scholarship, but they can use this scholarship to complete their AAS degree, which before they could only use it for a diploma. It didn't count towards AAS. So what does that do? Pragmatically, Kevin thinks that these students would actually, if they're taking gen ed classes to complete their AAS, this would cover those classes. Right? In the past, that wasn't the case. Dual credit now is eligible for this. So high school students can take advantage of Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship. Now, I want to point out, this still applies. Little red button. These are the eligible industry sector programs. Healthcare, advanced manufacturing, transportation logistics, business services, and IT, and construction trades. We have about 166 programs that are eligible for the Kentucky Work Ready Scholarship. I cannot tell you how important it is to pass this along. This basically is a true blown scholarship. Obviously, if they get full Pell, they don't need it. But if a student comes in here and they're not eligible for Pell, they basically can get 32 credit hours for reading. So they can go to school literally free. It also will award up to $400 per academic year to pay fees that are required. So not only does it pay the tuition, it will pay any fees that are required. Like if we're taking an online class and they got a $20 online fee, it will pay for that. Okay? Now, it does not cover instructional materials. So they cannot use the scholarship to pick up their books. If they need instructional materials for a specific program, it doesn't cover that. Okay? Again, this is designed for adults that are trying to jumpstart their career, or they want to advance their career, do something different. If I'm working in a job where I see no advancement, and voila, I want to work as a computer specialist. This is an opportunity for them to get in that program and get started without having to pay tuition, because they'll cover up to 32 credit hours. Because they may be working at a job that they're not eligible for Pell. Right? So we need to make sure that we pass this information on to your friends, your family, your church members, your neighbors. You know, we can pass it along to our current students, but let people in the community know about this. You know, past work acquaintances, people you work with in other industries. If you know people that are interested in one of these sectors, this is an outstanding opportunity. If you want more information yourself, you can go to workreadykentucky.com. That's a government website that will cover the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship. A new program that's beginning this fall is called the On Work. Yeah.
Just a question.
Yeah.
When you talk about healthcare, are you talking about the prereq classes, or do they have to be in the program?
Kevin can answer that better.
No, I can't.
Don't have an answer for you.
If you find an answer, I'd be
Yeah, because officially it says they have to be in the AAS nursing, AAS radiology. So, but we have the same question. We have not. I'm sorry. I'm texting Andrea right now because I'm saying I didn't catch up with you about kickoffs.
Yeah, find an answer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Connie, do you have a question, or you were raising your hand, Gerald? Others? Matt?
I just want to add that the student already told an associate's degree or higher they're not eligible.
They're not eligible. That particular provision is not changed.
Yes. Is there the governor set a maximum budget for this, or number of students, or dollar amount?
There is a maximum budget, but they haven't come close to it yet. So there's a caveat that says they could run out of money, but they didn't even come close.
Oh, okay.
Bottom line is there's not a cap on the numbers, but there is a cap on the amount of money the government put in the budget. Kevin is accurate. I'm going to be honest with you. It amazes me. This is a scholarship program that basically our people in the state don't think of. We only had how many last year, Kevin? Did we break 100 students?
We were right at. I remember it was 98, 104 was right at that.
This really, for people who come from families where their parents, they're not eligible for Pell, this is going, it covers your tuition. You know, a Pell student, it's no big deal. They're running on enough money to cover it all anyway. But if they're not eligible for Pell or they're only partially eligible for Pell, this makes it a big impact. I know I wish I would have had this available. The only programs that are eligible, Michael Boyd, are healthcare, advanced manufacturing, transportation, logistics, business services, IT, construction.
Do you have those two slides where we can email a consistent message?
I will email all of this to you, but there are materials that Bernie can get in your hands to give them assistance.
Yeah, this is a governor's order that came out on July 11th and used on the 12th. We do not have the updated.
What should we email the students or advisees?
Your advisees, nothing yet. And then you refer to the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship website, but again, there's things that are not yet released. But the key thing on this is everybody whose programs was in last year are still in. Some new programs are in, like medical assisting has been added, and they have factored into open degrees. But so there's not a lot of new news here, but yeah, it's all good news. And just referring to the financial aid office, in most cases, I want to talk to someone.
That's what I would do. I would direct them to financial aid, or I would direct them to the Work Ready Kentucky. And so, because this is not a new scholarship, this was done all of last year. It's got some new tweaks, as Kevin said, that still haven't been ironed out. But as far as the base of the scholarship, that's not new. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with letting your students know about it. So, they have to sign up and apply for it through Kia, so it's a little late now anyway. But, you know, as they move forward in the next semester and so forth.
I know, Kevin, they awarded after the semester started last year.
Yeah, they'll be awarded late. I mean, it ends up you have to turn on these first. And we will be targeting students who are likely eligible as well, ones who do not have aid to cover all. So we seek them out. We'll be doing the same thing.
Kevin, I have a question. I had a mother and a student come in yesterday afternoon. He applied for Work Ready, and the question to us was, do we go ahead and pay for tuition right now because we want to drop out of classes, and while we're waiting to hear about Work Ready? So what should we advise?
The answer is yes. If you want to be absolutely sure, yes. And that's why finding something that financial aid is critical. They can actually put an indicator on their account that says they anticipate that it's going to happen, so that they do not have to pay up front. Right. But if they don't talk to someone, we don't know that. So that's one of the key reasons to getting it.
And I'll be honest, the real issue here is, you know, you're getting all caught up in the devil's in the details, and I understand that. That's important. But I can tell you right now, there's very few people in our 4-county service area that probably even know this is available. While we can get the word out as an institution, you can spread it as well. Okay?
So I have some back to see I can print this out and explain it to what you have.
You need to get information from Andrea that you can take with you.
Yeah, and you can use the current materials you have. They're not, it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
So we're pretty
Basically, it's an improvement upon what it was last year. So again, this is not a new program. This isn't like 15 finished. It's just been, we think the governor listened to the education community and actually made some adjustments. The other new program is the On-Ramp program. This is an initiative that's a combination, or it's a partnership between KCTCS and Adult Ed, which is now formally called Kentucky Skills U. Is that correct? Am I saying that right? So basically, this program is focuses. It's an adult initiative that is centered towards students that are working towards their GED. Currently in Kentucky, we have about 350,000 adults who do not have a high school degree, and so about half of them, 120, 130,000 of them, are actually actively enrolled in the GED program. So we got that issue in and of itself. Not all of them are in the GED program, but we have about half of them that do that. If you look at currently in Kentucky, there's about 200,000 job openings in Kentucky with no one to fill. And we got 350,000 people that don't have a credential that can get them into those jobs. So we're not matching up the employees with the employers. So this initiative is an attempt to try to address that. And basically, the nuts and bolts of this is that what we are trying to do is let a student, if those of you that knew about the Accelerating Opportunities grant, which allowed us to do this, but in a nutshell, what it does is allow a student that is currently working on a GED to co-enroll into some college courses. Not general education courses, but technical, because they're not college ready. Okay? That's what this program is all about. The idea is that while they're working on the GED, they can start to learn something about, trying to transition them into college. Because Lindsay will tell you, we don't get near enough of them transition from GED into college. And shame on us, because as a college, we've probably not pursued that historically. The adult ed people have pushed it, but as a college community, we've not really tried to attract those. Why is this important? Because it gives those people a leg up. It gives them an opportunity to get either a short-term certificate while they complete their GED. It gives them a better life. Okay? So you will hear more about this. This is something you don't need to tell your students that you're advising because they already have their GED. But it is a program that we want to work in concert with, and I think it has some potential. Again, it's about reaching those adult students, not that graduate high school. Okay? You can see the benefits it has. Basically, Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship is available. They're eligible for this, and it really allows the students to get a quick start. And I think more than anything else, they get a college class under their belt while working on the GED. It doesn't scare them like that transition. The fourth and final initiative that's come out statewide is what we call authentic identity. It's a fancy word for basically rebranding. Okay? You probably have all seen that we have a new logo. So part of the authentic identity is our new logo, which you see here on the bottom. Okay? Probably the most significant thing is you can see that we've included our entire name in that. And everybody asks, what about the Rays? There are actually 16 of them to match the 16 schools in OCTC. And no, there's not 17. The system office does not have a Ray. Now, what the authentic identity study we worked through last year, you were involved with this. We actually had sessions here on our campus. Really what it boiled down to is that the centering theme from that, what we heard from the public, was that we are viewed by them as an oasis of hope. They view the community college as a place of hope. Hope for them that they can advance their life and have a better quality of life for themselves and their children. I don't know about you, that's pretty, you gotta feel proud. There are 4 pillars that came out of that basically, 4 focus areas that people saw us as our identity, that we invest in the success of every student. Wow. Isn't it nice to see that they realized that? Because I know that's how you feel. They see that. Encourage an approachable learning environment. Speaks highly of what you do. Focused on workforce education and readiness, and engaged in the life of our communities. So all you do out there is recognized by many in our community. So you're going to hear more about this. This is going to be part of our marketing and PR and branding. You already see it. Building a better life for a better Kentucky. You see the hope. Never underestimate you as part of this. You got this as part of this. Notice all that's encouraging, it's supportive. Okay? So please take what's our old slogan?
Higher education.
Higher education begins here. Please get rid of that. That's all. All right? So you're going to hear more about that as we move forward. The last kind of update from the system office I need to share with you all is that faculty and staff board of elections are this year. The actual will happen this fall. Those of you that don't know, KCTCS is governed by a 14-member board called the Board of Regents. There are 8 governor-appointed members of that board, 2 elected staff, 2 elected faculty, and 2 elected students. All right? Each of those individuals serve, except for the students, those other 12 individuals serve 3-year terms. They run from October to October. So for the people elected, the 2 faculty and 2 staff, those elected this year in October 2018 will serve till 2021. All 4 faculty and staff positions will be open, and all the current incumbents are eligible. So our own Mary Kinney, who is a staff board of regent, she is eligible to run again this year if she so chooses. Okay? So all the current elected board of regents, those are the faculty and staff representatives, they are eligible. Dr. Box will be sending you all an email on August the 7th. Dr. Salon is serving as our election official. So she's going through the training and she can answer your questions once the election process begins. Whoops. Back up here. Here are the important dates you need to keep in mind. Candidates can file August 13th through the 17th. And you'll get information in Dr. Box's email, I believe. If you're unsure, ask Dr. Salon. August 23rd, candidate information is made available on the website so you can see who all is running, what the slate is. August 27th and 31st is a campaigning period, and then election day is September 4th. Election will be electronic. We will be open all day to accommodate all our employees. Most everybody's eligible to vote except for administration. So if you're an administrator, because these represent the faculty and staff. Questions about that? All right. Today, though, is really about, this is the crux of today and what we really want to, and I'm not going to spend, what we really want to talk about today. And that is, our theme for today has been superpowers. Okay? All right? Other than Jeff Hendricks, how many of y'all like to watch or look at superhero comics, movies? Anybody in here? Raise your hand. I mean, when they have a, Justice League movie come out, and man, I'm there. I love it. Okay? As a kid growing up, I always wanted to be one of those people. Look how it turns out. So anyway, but the reality is that we all have superpowers. Okay? You each have a superpower, and you each apply that superpower every day in your work. And what we want to try to do this year is recognize that and enhance what we do. Why is that important? Folks, we are in the service business. We are here to serve. All right? That's the only reason why we do. I'm here to serve you. You're here to serve each other and the students. As an organization, we're here to serve this community. That is an extremely important and sometimes keeps you awake at night responsibility. Why does that keep you? Why would that keep you awake at night? Why is that such an awesome responsibility? Somebody can, it wasn't rhetorical. So I can just yell out an answer.
You're changing lives.
You're changing lives. You are impacting others. You're making their life better. Okay? David?
It's easier to be a slacker.
It is easier to be a slacker, so that's why we have to make sure that we make the effort to serve others. Exactly. Because we don't want to be a slacker. You might, about changing lives. What's our mission statement? Let me back up. What is our vision statement? Is it not to improve the quality of life in our community by empowering and inspiring people to improve their life and their education? We do that through high quality and world-class learning experience. So if you're not here to change people's lives, I'll just be blunt. You might think about an alternate career. That's why we're here. That's why all of us are here. From maintenance to me. Absolutely. Okay? So when you wake up every day, I want you to say, the first thing I want you to say when you roll out of bed is not, oh crap, I got to work. What I want you to say is, now David may do that, but I'm going to start going to David's house every morning. Don't say that. What I want you to do is wake up and say, who can I help today? So you're not only helping your students, but help each other. Because everybody in this room, your contribution is extremely important. No one contribution, no one is more important than anybody else. Okay? None of us. I'm no more important than you all. We're no more important than our maintenance, our housekeeping. Why? What if we got a dirty campus? What if we got things that go unfixed? Student center, they know what it's like to have no air conditioning on a hot day. That's not helping or serving anybody. That's certainly not improving the quality of life. So without everybody's job is important. We are all equally important. So help one another out. Even if you don't like each other, at least help each other, okay? I know that's not true. I know you like each other, but help one another. And the best way we can accomplish this is for each of us to really highlight our superpower. And your superpower may be, for those of you that are teachers, it's teaching. You're outstanding instructors. But you're also, a superpower that you have is you inspire others. You provide hope. You serve each other. You instill skills, characters. That's part of education. You encourage, you transform, you motivate. This is just a small list of many. Do what you're good at. Help others. Let them see that you're there for them and each other. So, organizationally, what is our superpower? I think our authentic identity showed us what our superpower is. What is that superpower? You can read it. We provide hope. We provide hope. I cannot tell you how many people, when I'm out and about, will come up to me and say, man, I love being out there. It made a big difference in my life. I met a person who said, now my third generation, our family are students enrolled out. I hear that from professionals, people who are, repairing my sink and mowing lawns, making an impact. Okay? We're going to do that because we transform people's lives, and do not underestimate anybody. Nobody who comes to you for help that you're going to service, do not underestimate them and do not consider them any less of value than anybody else. Everyone is equally important, no matter what background. Okay? Everybody is equally important. Okay? You treat me poorly, but do not treat the people we serve. Okay? And do not treat each other. Do not underestimate yourselves, your colleagues, or those people that we serve. Bottom line is, you make a difference. Not everybody can go wake up every day and at the end of the day or the end of the year say that they can make a difference. But what you do. So don't let anybody tell you that what you do out here is not important. Never doubt yourself. Use one of our taglines for KCTCS, you got this. Been doing it, you continue. Okay? So I want you to keep this in mind as we go through this year and this semester. Because it's about people. Only reason why people want to come out here is because they like it. If you give them reason not to like you, they'll go somewhere else. So continue to be people that people like. Okay? I know you will. All right, let's take a break. 10 minutes, 60. So you can get your whole, almost your whole degree. Okay, now most of our AS degrees are more than 60 credit hours, but they get you most things. And remember, it's also now eligible under the credit level. So, with that being said, we're going to move into the next phase of our program. Have some acknowledgments, some kudos, and awards I'd like to share with everyone. And this is first as a couple of reminders. Remember that we have our OCTC Excellence Awards, which are the old New Horizons Awards. Those will be coming up with nominations in October. Kit will be sending you out the nomination forms when the appropriate time comes about. Also know that we had an OCTC Awards Committee. I think Bernie and Ed co-chaired that. That group established some additional awards for the college. Those were approved by Admin Council in April, and they will follow the same timeline as the New Horizons Award. So in mid-October, there will be nomination forms for each of those awards as well. Okay, and then during our holiday bash is when we will recognize all the award winners, because that's the other time that everybody gets together. So also I'll remind you that Distinguished Alumni Awards, we'd certainly like to see lots of those nominations turned in. Those will follow a little different schedule. We don't do that until April. But we will be sending you out nomination forms for those as well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to recognize all the faculty that were successfully made it through promotion this year. And so I will ask if you're here that you stand up and be recognized. So the first one is Barry Bowles. Barry Bowles is promoted. Kay Brown, I think Kay's here. You should never say Kay without Tanya. Tanya there, where's Tanya? Congratulations to all three of you reaching full professor. Quite an accomplishment. So you can't go any higher than that. So you don't have to fill out another notebook, do you, Barry? We also have a significant number of people who went from assistant professor to associate professor. I want to recognize those. Matt Oshbach. He can't miss it. Marty Higdon. Dr. Court Lewis. And while she's no longer with us, the turncoat with Nebraska. We're excited for Lauren. If you don't know, Lauren took a position with Father Larry at Brescia University. We're extremely happy for her. I told her, I said, you're working with one of the best. So she's working in his office. She's excited about the opportunity. She certainly misses us. In fact, I saw her in the grocery store the other day. She goes, this is a lot of work. I said, administration. So anyway, Lauren did complete all the requirements and was promoted to associate professor. So we want to recognize Lawrence, and you can give her a big round. So congratulations to all our associate professors. We did have two people who went from instructor to assistant professor. So the first one is Matt Mansour. Matt. And Larry Stone. Larry may be there. Congratulations to Matt and Larry. So congratulations to our faculty on their promotions. And I know that process is a royal pain, but congratulations. So well deserved. All right. We also had our first cohort of master advisors who were completed the training and now have been actually earned the title of master advisor. So we want to recognize those. Now this group, we have a certificate for you. Dr. Salon is going to pass out to you. I'm going to read your name if you'll come forward. And I'll do this fairly rapidly, so get up and get moving. So, Matt Allstott. Dr. Angela Ash, she's not here. Angela, for those who don't know, is in Poland on Fulbright. So we will make sure she gets hers. Katie Ballard. Congratulations, Katie. Kevin Beardmore. Dr. Andrea Beauregard. Move quick. Michael Boyd. Miss Donna Pascal. So come on, Miss Donna. Dr. Stacy Ed Zellis. Miss Lindsay Greer. Is Lindsay here? Or is she with Greer students? Let's give her a round of applause. Miss Casey Hamilton. Miss Mary Kinney. Mary is out today, so where is Mary? Is she with the Japanese Freedom Force? Or with the student? Okay. We'll make sure that Mary gets hers. Dr. Court Lewis. Dr. Mark Hartley. I don't know how Mark made it through the class. Did he have to have a tutor? David Martin? Of course, Lauren. Now she's putting that skill to good use at pressure. But Dr. Kelly Morris. Mr. Sean Payne. Dr. Micah Perkins. Miss Debbie Ruth. Miss Teresa Schmidt. I will have to say, I'm not used to being this formal, having to say everybody's full name. So, Dr. Eunice Taylor. And Miss Nikki Wimpleberg. All right, congratulations to our master advisors. I know you're putting that knowledge to good use. I believe there will be another training, guys, coming up. So
That's why this is,
yeah,
it's an incentive.
yeah.
Come to master advisor.
We are hopeful that everybody will come master. Congratulations to all our master advisors. Thank you. We also want to recognize, I mentioned this earlier, but we have a Fulbright Scholar amongst us. Dr. Angela Ash was awarded a Fulbright Scholarship. She has spent 5 weeks, is currently spending 5 weeks in Poland, and learning about Polish culture, and we'll certainly bring that back to us. We're excited for her. That's quite an honor. And Marty is, I know, ready for her to come back, because I think he's been taking care of the house.
Mr. Mom.
So let's give Angela a big round of applause. We're going to expect her to give us the program when she gets back, so we learn all about what she did. Also, as we traditionally do, we have, you're familiar with our Making a Difference program, in which students, when they go through graduation, do the graduation survey, they are given or prompted that they want to recognize anybody at the campus that made a difference in their life. So I'm pleased to say well over 100 names were identified, but as we traditionally do, and I wasn't one of them, it hurt my feelings. But yeah, Vina wasn't one of them. So anyway, but congratulations to everyone. Your certificate will be in your mailbox later this week, so those are forthcoming. But as we traditionally do, we'd like to recognize the individual who got the most, I guess, acknowledgments from students, and that is Mr. Michael Boyd. Congratulations. Well deserved. Not surprising at all. So thank you, Michael, for making the difference in so many students' lives, and that's true for everybody in here. So you will be getting your certificates. Now, our service awards. We're We're going to go through those. I am going to, Dr. Salon and Bernie are going to help me with this, but we'll go through the list, and I'd ask you to come forward. So we are going to start with our 5-year recognition. So if we would, Ms. Alstott. Congratulations. Glad you've been here 5 years. Donna? Pass it out. It seemed like 5 years. Glad to have you. Dr. Lewis? Congratulations. Like that. 7, I'm sorry. Dr. Leach? How much you been here longer than 5 years? And Miss Kieran Thomas. Yeah, I put up with you for 5 years. So gee. All right, 10 years. Miss Dara Basham. Where's Dara? All right, well, we'll make sure she gets her plaque. Dr. Beauregard. Are you sure you haven't been longer than 10 years? Thanks to you, Andrea. And Dr. Tony Avalati. Really 10 years. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a great 10 years, Tony, so congratulations and thank you. 15. Katie? Thank you for 15 excellent years. Many more to come. Randy? You sure you haven't been here longer than 15 years, Randy?
15 years.
They counted? Congratulations. Thanks, Randy. Dr. Eggs Ellis, Stacy. You've been here as long as I've been here. Yeah. Congratulations, Stacy. Thank you. She said she started when she was 18. So. Sherry Lee. Miss Sherry Lee. And Chris Ross. Is Chris here? Let's give Chris and Sherry Lee a round of applause and make sure they get their plaques. So, 20 years. The list gets long. So, Linda Cockright. I think Linda can start. Let's give Linda a round of applause. Dr. Michelle Edwards. Wonderful. And Connie Porter. Connie. Miss Connie, congratulations. I hope 20 years hasn't thrown on. That was going by fast. Good. Thank you, Connie. Yeah, you keep us in good shape. Mr. Dennis Rand. Now, I also want to make sure that I recognize Linda Calhoun. I know she's in the Start Center too, so I'll hand deliver Linda. Let's give him a round of applause. 25 years, Mary Brennan. Mary Vita said you started when you were 5. Congratulations, Mary. Thank you. Cindy Fiorella. Cindy, you don't want to say when you started, right?
You're 5 and I was 10.
Congratulations. Scott Hammonds. Jim Glenn said you're Mr. New Money. Congratulations, Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Penny Howard. Congratulations, Miss Penny. There you go. Excellent. And Jerry Mint. Where's Jerry? 35 years of keeping us cool and warm. Thanks, Jim. Thank you. 30 years. Who's the first one on the list? This is Dr. Connie Ford. In 30 years, you get to go and watch. Appreciate it. Dr. Jim Glenn. All right. Jim was telling me he's a world traveler this summer, so he's been all over the world. Congratulations. Yeah, just 2. It's a couple. No.
Can you see my picture? Are you just push the white button?
You have a picture of her? Come on up here, baby. Yeah. Oh, I got 2? Oh, man. All right, you can get a set. Okay. There you go.
I've been in here under 5 or 6 presidents. This guy's job is really hard. The young lady's job. I have been academic dean while I've been here. I've been business dean while I've been here. These jobs are really difficult. And not until you get a chance to do them, you realize how really hard they are. I've completed all the coursework for 2 doctorate degrees. I have 1 in business, 2 different universities, 2 different states. Just want to let you know, we're trying to do what we can to do to service the students. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. It does seem bad. Dr. Ledford. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And Dr. Mark Balky. Hey, Mark, you've been called up here twice. It's your day, isn't it? Now, if you thought 30 years was a lot, we have somebody who's 40. Now, this is a milestone for us here. We've never had a 40-year recipient. So, Ed, come on up here. You've been, 40 years of work, you would be getting kind of tired, so we make sure you're ready to go. Well, we've had the opportunity to kind of follow your 40 years, and we want to share that. We've kind of come in and done a historical compilation of all your accomplishments over the last 40 years. So we're going to share this with everybody. So, first of all, if you haven't figured it out, this is Ed. And I'll tell you what, I used to have clothes like that. Now, Ed has taught more than 500 classes in his 40-year career. That's equivalent to about over 12,000 students, and he's worked, unfortunately, under 12 different presidents. You've had to do a lot of training, haven't you? Now, if you do not know, Ed has many superpowers. One of the first is Taekwondo. I believe that's correct, or is it karate? Karate. So, Ed used to be able to do this kind of stuff. Not Ed. We could get a picture of him actually do it, but you can see over here, he's in his karate outfit. So, he was all ready to go. So, one of his superpowers was karate, and from what I understand, you were very competitive, so congratulations. You don't want to get the big one. Now, the other superpower is that Ed is groovy. He was voted grooviest in his high school class. Ed, I would have never known that about. superpowers, he had the power to enroll students using a card table. So when the college first opened up, they started, this is the furniture they had. So he is actually the original faculty member. So this is the good old days. Do you want us to go back to card tables, Ed? Resiliency, Ed's still here. He's survived 40 years. He was one of the college's first leaders, but he always was shy around the camera. You barely see Ed over here looking out through this. But again, notice in the early days of the college, the boardroom table was a 6-foot folding table. So we've come a long way. Ed was really one of the first to really take on tech in the classroom. He seriously really was doing it before it was cool to do. So he taught online way early. And Ed, I just want to confirm, was this your first computer? The Commodore 64? Did you ever use one of those? Okay. Now, Ed's won a number of awards with us. He's won the award for getting his emails ignored the most. Certainly as the e-learning coordinator, he sends a lot of them out. And he does feel sometimes a little bit, his feelings are hurt. So you don't need to read his emails. Don't just go ahead and read them, all right? He's wise beyond measure. He has his own web page. So if you need some advice, just look up Dear Ed. So that's impressive. And he is a world-class hypnotist. World-class hypnotist. In fact, somebody in the community, I was telling them about, we got an employee here first, she goes, I said, is Ed Lawrence? Oh man, he used to do, he came and presented or did some kind of presentation on hypnosis. So people actually remember that. That was him, hypnosis. Another one, I don't know if this is a superpower, Ed, or not, but Ed does collect serial killer art, so I'm not quite sure what kind of superpower that is. So, but he is known for doing that. Loyalty. He's so loyal that he has 2 of him on our campus. His avatar, and I want to look like that. His picture just right. But really his superpower is service and caring for others, his love of family, and you know that. He brings his grandkids out here on campus every night, and he does love his OCTC family. So Ed, on behalf of everybody here, congratulations. So congratulations. Do you have any words of wisdom for everybody? You bet. Any words of wisdom you want to share?
No.
Brevity is, there you go. You're welcome, Ed. I do want to thank Mark Maltby for him and some of his colleagues pulling all this together. So Ed, if you want to really get mad at somebody. All right, folks, the magic hour is here. It is lunchtime. So, I think they're set up here with 2 lines. You can go ahead and single file get into 1 or 2 lines. You can sit around. There is seating in any of the classrooms. I think most of them are open. Is that true, Bernie? It's a nice day outside. The tent is set up with tables under it, so if you want to go out and eat lunch, you can. So you just go wherever your favorite spot is.